Hello and a warm welcome to ET Auto. Ever since COVID 19 happened, the demand for personal mobility is at all time high. While there are long waiting periods on new cars, the used car market is also picking up swiftly. But to own a used car, there is a biggest hurdle of getting instant and paperless loan. Chennai-based startup Kuwy Technology is trying to solve this puzzle. To talk more on this, we have Mr. Ganesh Kumar, CEO and co-founder of Kuwy Technology, to talk about its product and services. Mr. Kumar have over 27 years of varied experience in fintech platform, vehicle inspection, product management, and automotive industry. Welcome to the show, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
First of all, I would like to understand from you your view on used car market. You have been in the industry for over 27 years now. The penetration is still very low. How this can be accelerated, and what is your expectations from this industry?
Just to give a perspective on the used car market in India, it's India is still a supply-starved market. Whereas if you see US or other Western countries, the new to used car ratio is 1:3. For every one new car sold, three used cars are sold. India still the ratio is 1:1.5. For every one new car, 1.5 used car is sold. So there is a huge demand for used cars currently in India.
Right. So, what are your projections for used car market? How big is the market, and how in next 5 years, where do you see the market growing?
The current prediction, as per various rating agencies and the industry experts, is like it will reach the standards of US or Western countries. It will be 1:3. Currently, it is the Indian used car market is close to 5 million cars per annum.
Right.
It is expected to reach in next 5 years close to 10 million used
Wow.
cars.
So it basically double the market.
It doubles the markets in next 5 years.
Yeah. So in with that level of the market size, one of the most important component of used car business is to get the finance, and that's the Kuwy Technology Service trying to solve that problem. I would like to understand from you, what are the percentage of car sold what are the percentage of cars sold are being financed in India?
So, if you take first, let's divide between the new car and used car. So, new cars is more organized. Car is more standard. There are set showrooms which are franchisees of the OEMs. So, new cars get close to 75 to 80% finance penetration.
Okay.
Whereas used cars are non-standard cars, where currently things are getting organized, but the current finance penetration in used car is anywhere between 15 to 20%.
Okay. That's quite a number, difference between 15 to 20% to 85%. How we can move to that level of new car loan business?
Yeah, basically there are three critical things why this penetration is low. So the first thing is C2C transactions. When a customer buys from other customer, there is the understanding or there is a deep mistrust whether the transaction will happen, whether the seller will give delivery of the car or the buyer will pay money or will the paper transfer happen from the old owner to the new owner. Is there anything hidden in the car? So there are many problems why finance is not happening in a C2C transaction.
Right.
It goes offline. And the other thing is low ticket loans. If there are 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs loans, people tend to pay with cash.
Right.
And third thing is rural. Any vehicle customer who's from rural or semi-rural, finance is a bigger problem for him because most of the lenders have confined themselves to in used cars to major cities or major markets. They have not gone rural.
Right.
So these are the various points we are addressing to bring trust into the transaction.
Right.
That is the key thing what we are doing, and then to enable transactions not only at the urban centers, at the semi-urban and rural segments.
Got it. Got it. So, in used car market, there are a lot of small players, and then there are big players also. Quite an unorganized market, as you mentioned earlier as well. I would like to understand, and most of them are solving the car discovery problem. What problem is Kuwy Technology is solving?
So basically, the used car transaction happens uh, where the car is not standard. you have to validate the car. That is the most critical part. If something goes bad on a car, in a used car, when it is financed, the car goes back to the lender. So to ensure the customer buys a good car, and the lender lends on a right car, we validate all the cars which are coming into the platform. All cars are digitally validated and Kuwai stamped.
Hmm.
So Kuwai validated cars are given to our lender, so that we are taking care of these cars, and we give a Kuwai score on every car. So what do you mean by Kuwai score is like how you have a credit bureau for a customer. Like there are multiple bureaus in India like Civil, Experian, Equifax. Like that, we have bought in a score for every car, every used car. So it's between 300 to 900, just like a bureau score, and the health of the car or the condition of the car, whether if someone lends on the car, will the car run for the full tenure, or what has been the past transactions of the car, everything can be found out by just putting the registration on the car. So by just knowing what is the Kuwai score or of that car, a lender or the customer or the dealer might know what it will command, the
Right.
car will command in the market.
Right. I believe so. There in the ecosystem, there are lenders, there are dealers, and there are customers. So where Kuwa is playing a role in impacting, getting the lenders and the dealers on the same platform. How did the customer can benefit from the overall process from this digitalization of car retailing?
So mostly for customers, it is mismatch of the car and his eligibility, which is a major sticky point during a transaction. First, he will select a car, and after selecting a car, when he opts for a finance, there is a mismatch. Most of the customers drop on transaction because there's a mismatch. Is expected he might have selected a 10 lakh car and he might have got a loan of 4 lakhs. So he might not be able to pay the balance 6 lakhs as the down payment.
Right.
So because of that clarity is not there, or transparency is not there, many deals don't happen in the used car because the pricing and the customer eligibility are not standard in the used car business.
Right.
And other critical aspect here is, so once what Kuwai brings on the table is, here we first say what is the eligibility of the customer.
Right.
Once he knows how much he is eligible, he will choose his car. If his eligibility is less, he can bring co-applicants, guarantors, and other stuff to boost up his eligibility and buy his required car. If it is less, he has to choose that particular car. So we are upfront transparent what he can buy so that the transaction can go through.
Right. And how are you addressing the data privacy, which is a major concern of customers? Because once you submit some kind of application to lenders, there are hundreds of calls coming in. So how does Kuwai protect that data of customers? Because when you're entering the ecosystem of these dealers, because it's somehow customers' data can be misused. So how Kuwai is protecting that data?
So first thing, we are on the process of getting our ISO 27001 2013. It is basically for IT security and data privacy. In this, we follow the GDPR norms, General Data Protection Regulation, which is which was best in the world. It is followed across the globe, mostly in the European countries. So that way, we completely have a process how to handle customer data. That's one. The second point is we never take any physical document from any customer. It is only digital document which a customer submits to a dealer. Dealer has to enter it in our app only once, and only the basic KYC documents. And in case of bigger ticket loans, we take the banking, and that is validated. And whichever lender the customer selects, only that lender who is ready to give him loan gets access of that
Right.
profile. And once the loan is done, we maintain the customer data in our servers under the GDPR norms for next to the entire loan tenure. If the loan does not get through, instantly the data gets purged out of our system. So that way we maintain the data privacy of the customer. Once the lender lends him, he also becomes a customer of that lender. and it's between the lender and the customer. Our role ends there, but because of our agreement with the lender, we hold the customer data till the loan tenure.
Okay. So how many lenders and dealers are working with Kuwy right now? And can you also give the breakup of the dealers specifically, on the small car market or the used car luxury car market? What are the breakup there?
So, as I explained, Kuwy is a platform connecting the dealers one side and the lenders other side. Because dealers have the cars and customers come for the cars. So, customer, car, and dealer are one side of the platform. Other side of the platform is the lender. So, currently we work with close to 5,000 dealers.
Okay.
In that 5,000, nearly 4,500 dealers are used car dealers and 500 are new car dealers.
Okay.
In this 4,500, close to 90% of the dealers are small and medium segment dealers. Premium cars, which is above 20 lakh, 10% of our dealers fit into that category.
Got it. I would like to understand the technologies behind digital retailing, what Kuwy is trying to solve the problem here. What kind of technology is taking help? Is the AI, ML, and what kind of technologies you're using right now?
So, if you get into before getting to technology, so I thought, what is the problem we are addressing? The problem statement here is how the customer, dealer, and the lender are going to benefit. So, the key thing here is we want to give a paperless transaction. We don't want either the customer or the dealer to submit any paper. It will be entirely paperless journey. And second is automated credit decisioning. So the lender who does it, it does not move business through files. Instead, it happens through automated credit decisioning, which is through the business rule engines which their credit has approved and got integrated into Kuwy. Through this process, we ensure a paperless and a automated credit decisioning. And by this, what we do is a on-demand transaction. On-demand transaction is like a customer coming to a showroom. He selects a car and he applies loan through the Kuwy app at the lender. And once the loan is approved, everything happens digitally. As I said, paperless application, automated credit decisioning, e-agreement, e-natch. He stays there for a couple of hours. He takes delivery of the car and
Got it.
drives away.
Got it.
So that is what we bring in.
Okay.
And the technologies, as you said, behind us is completely all digital technologies. We work with proprietary platform of our car valuation engine, car inspection engine, and we are integrated with all the most of the bureaus and several of other industry players to get the right data to validate the customer and the car.
Okay. So now, taking back to your experience, you have quite a varied experience over 27 years in automotive industry. What triggered you to found Kuwy? Why Kuwy was required, and and what are the challenges you faced initially while building Kuwy?
So basically, so I have been in the used car business only in the used car space for last 20 years. So earlier I was for some time in the new cars and sometime in two wheelers also. But last 20 years completely in the used car industry and also in the digital side of it. So, being in used car, we have addressed many of the blind spots in the used car industry on establishing the condition of the car, on establishing the pricing of the car, then establishing a transaction. But finally, what happened is the penetration of finance, because why still we are not going to the standards of US or the European countries where the penetration is 1:3 for every
Right.
new car, three used cars are sold. Here only we are the penetration levels are at half. And finance penetration, if you see US, it is at 70% used cars. New car is 80, used car is 70. India, new car is 80, used car is 20. So the key reason is access to credit. Even though people want to buy a loan, they don't know where to get a loan, how to get a loan, what are the process involved, how to validate, buy the right car. So we are addressing both the customer side and the asset side. Asset is the car, evaluating the car, condition of the car, safety of the car. So everything is assessed, whether it's accident car, non-accident car, everything is assessed, and also on the customer whether this car is fit to him and whether he will be able to pay the loan what he is aspiring for. So that way, the car and the customer are validated, and we ensure the lender lends to a creditworthy borrower, so that all it's a win-win for all, the dealer, customer, and the lender.
Got it. So, were there challenges onboarding lenders because dealers in any way, wanted to be on a platform where a car can be financed, but lender is someone who has the money and want to give it to the lender, the dealers and the customers. Were there challenges there because since it's a paperless transaction, any challenges out there on onboarding the lenders since you have 25 lenders now?
Yeah. So what happened is mostly lenders have their own systems. So most of the lenders have legacy systems in place, which has been built over years. They know in and out of the transactions. So what we bought in here is we built Kuwy as a super app. Okay. So a dealer has to deal with 25 lenders independently.
Right.
With Kuwy, he can deal with all 25 at a single place.
Right.
That is the first major advantage what we bought in.
Mhm.
And whatever the lender can offer directly to a customer or to a dealer, he can get the same experience or same loan terms through Kuwy, or sometimes better also, based on the customer, dealer, and the car profiling. We work on that. So we work closely with several lenders on this aspect. But critical challenge for the lenders is every lender has their own digital journey. Everyone wants to fix this process of increasing the used car finance penetration.
Right.
But what happens is, in a market like this in India, so if a lender A brings in a solution, lender B might not accept.
Right.
Or a dealer A proposes a solution, dealer B might not accept. Or OEM A says something, OEM B might not accept.
Right.
For this requires an independent player like Kuwy.
Right.
So we bring a unique solution which suits all our ecosystem players, lenders, dealers, as well as the OEMs. Whoever is involved in the transaction, we are an independent player, and we build a solution for all. And it is acceptable. We are nowhere directly connected to any of them. We are an independent player. And here, what is most critical aspect is, on the lender side, currently a lender might have a bigger share, some lender might have a smaller share of business. Because of this digitalization, overall transaction size might increase in a phased manner over the next 5 years. But what we expect is a redistribution of the entire market.
Right.
People who are more digital,
Right.
more customer friendly,
Right.
who are allowing transaction to happen more digitally,
Right.
and lenders who give a omni-channel, lenders and dealers who give omni-channel experience. That is, if a transaction happens end-to-end digitally or at the dealership or in between, the lender and the dealer has to support a customer to get the transaction. That is, the transaction should happen whenever and wherever a customer wants. He can do it from his home and get delivery of the car at his home.
Right.
Or he can do it online and he can come and pick up the car at the showroom.
Right.
Or he can do it at the showroom and ask delivery of the car at his home.
Right.
So whatever is the customer preference, we should have this omni-channel experience given to this customer. That, I think so, that will be a winning proposition. And here, dealer, lenders, and Kuwy are working together. It's not that we don't compete with any lender. We are not a lender. We are not a borrower. We are not a buyer. We are not a seller. We are a platform assisting the entire digital retailing journey for customers.
Right. Now we are talking about digital retailing journey. Metro cities, specifically Chennai, Delhi, Mumbai. Here, audience is much abreast with the digital transactions. They are used to use the UPI apps, more comfortable using digital transactions. But when it comes to tier 1 and tier 2 cities, they are not really, very, very, very much comfortable with the digital transaction. Are you trying to address that market right now, or is this on your vision? How it is?
So now, Kuwy is present across 1,100 locations.
Okay.
So in this 1,100, only 100 are all these metros and top locations. Remaining 1,000 locations are remote.
Okay.
Smaller locations, rural segments, small business locations.
Right.
They address everything.
Hmm.
To address your point, they have the technology capability, or they can adopt to this technology. It's very simple. It is smartphone based. Everyone has a smartphone everywhere across India, and about people use WhatsApp for everything.
Right.
So it is similar. It takes between 2 to 5 minutes to source a loan through Kuwait, and up to 10 lakhs loan, we only need a couple of documents from the customer who has to submit to a dealer to do it, and all others are taken care digitally. So people, it's just like taking a photograph of your friend or someone. They have to take a photography or a document and submit in the system,
Right.
and you get your loan approved. As simple
Okay.
as that, we have done.
That's
So the
right.
power is in the smartphone, in the
Hmm.
hands of the dealer or the customer.
Right. What is the average number of car you finance on monthly basis?
So currently we finance close to 3,500 to 4,000 cars every month.
Every month. And what would be the average value?
So average value of a used car transaction is close to 6.5 lakhs.
Okay.
And there are several transactions to it. One is a sale purchase, when a customer buys from a dealer. There is a balance transfer. Already I have a loan on a car.
Mm-hmm.
I transfer to some other lender. It's
Mhm.
called the balance transfer.
Right.
I have a car which does not have a hypothecation. I can take a loan on that car. That's called refinance. So we do all aspects: sale, purchase, balance transfer, refinance, and same bank. If I do a top up, it's called internal top up. So all types of loans in the used car business we do. Average transaction value is around 6.5 lakhs.
Okay. And in terms of your business, how do you want to see it growing in next 5 years? Where do you see Kuwai to be?
So Kuwai, we currently hold close to 5% of the market in the used car finance industry.
Okay.
So even though we are not a lender, we are doing very good business comparable to many lenders. And actually, we are scaling up our business. While we are scaling up, we are supporting many lenders to scale up their businesses also well, because they are the real lenders.
Right.
We support them, increase their loan originations. So at the end of next 5 years, we want to be at 10% of the marketplace. 10
Market.
to 12% is what we expect market
Expect.
share in the finance
Okay.
space.
And going forward, do you think you plan to enter new segments like two-wheelers or maybe commercial vehicles going forward?
Yeah, right now it's not as per the scope.
Okay.
Right now in the used car space primarily, and new car space also. New cars, since it's more organized, we thought we'll first fix the used car business, get the finance penetration up to really higher levels where the transactions happen. Because in used car business, everyone benefits. The customer benefits, the dealer benefits, the lender benefits. So, and the overall transaction, people, if you go back to the basics, only 25 out of 1,000 Indian families have car in India.
Right.
So you compare to US, US has 981 out of 1,000
Right.
have cars.
Yeah, very high penetration.
Here it is only 25. So what the other industry experts and other agencies predict is it might go to 50. 25 might go to 50 in next 4 years, 5 years. That is double the stuff.
Right.
So our entire focus is to increase this mobility, which is at currently 25 out of 1,000, to take it to 50 by providing this financial inclusion for customers who are graduating from two-wheelers, rural customers who want this personal mobility, to want the experience of the car.
Right.
So we are right into it, ensuring they get everything through a digital environment.
One last question on new car dealer business. So, how do you see that? Because that's already a lot of OEMs have entered that business. Some players have already their finance options. They have lenders on their platform. What is the scope of that business?
Still, it is not happening digitally.
Okay.
Because lenders are there part of the new car showroom. 3 4 lenders sit there. There, it's based on the dealers have their wholesale funding or inventory funding. So there are several aspects to the new car loans, but still it happens on because standard cars, good profile of customers. It is happening in a more physical mode where lenders do all the work. So once we fix the used car business, we'll come to the new car business where this entire digitation effort of customer or dealer logging in and having a straight through process to get the loan approved and the car to be delivered to the customer so will happen.
Thank you so much, Mr. V. Ganesh Kumar, for giving us time today.
Yeah, thanks a lot. It's my privilege.
Thank you.